Fries?
Yeah.
That's
and then
bizarre.
anything larger than a thin fry is a chip. And then chips are crisps.
You have too many rules. You have like too many ways to actually group this. Anyways, everybody, game one, Ludo and Homika going up against rookies Windu and Kingël. Let's get this started.
Rosalina back. Well, at least we know what Rosa's looking for in this. But we have 3 new characters to learn from. We've got Mario and his counterpart, Dr. Mario. And we've also got Cloud, everybody's favorite swordsman. Yeah,
so solid, so consistent in doubles. You just have all of the tools. You have a consistent out-of-shield option to keep people away. You have really good ways to jump in. And Ludo getting a little bit too comfortable on that platform, just jabbing away. And he's looking to get something started. Good coverage with that dash attack right now. Windu just looking to get something started of his own. But look at what Homika's doing. Homika is keeping Windu occupied, just letting Ludo do exactly what he wants to do to Kingël.
Yeah, especially keeping Winder occupied as Homika's doing. It must be hell for Winder. I mean, it's Rosalina and you're trying to get in as Dr. Mario.
It's tough for Dr. Mario to get in with, period. It's tough to get into Rosalina, period, right? So combine the two and you will have a bit of a tough time. And somebody's going for cheeky confirms. Somebody's going for that down throw, down B as Doc. But now Ludo going to be stuck off stage, makes it back on, feeding Windu into, beautiful stuff.
I like that Baron's affair. I mean, I'm no stranger to the effectiveness of Cloud in doubles, as UK has their very own Curry Governor, who's actually quite a big fan of competing in doubles. You know, if you were tuning into VCA, you would have seen Curry Governor with streaks, fighting against Gluttony and Co. actually. So Cloud, a very strong character and such a solid pick. I feel like in any situation you can chuck Cloud in for a doubles match and it will just work.
Oh my gosh, and look at that double coverage as well. Ludo going out there, almost gonna be getting spiked, and then just ends up landing good into that F smash. Early up B just quickly stuffs out Kingël in the middle of whatever he was pressing off stage. And I've gotta say, this game is just about even.
Yeah, I like to see the two teams just constantly swapping back and forth. They're target switching constantly. They're not sitting and they're not tunnel visioning on a character, you know.
And look at this ledge trap coverage. Look at this coverage. You have Homika covering rolls. You have Ludo basically there to be able to cover everything else. Lands right into the down B. But that's that dash up smash. That's why Rosalina is so good on the back line, because she runs in there, she gets in, and then she punishes you like nobody else.
Yeah, and when she runs in, she dives low. That's a low profile if I've ever seen one. There's such an effective up smash.
Oh yeah. She keeps it sneaky. And just popping out that limit blade beam, not going to lead into too much there. Looking for that back here, he doesn't find it, and that spot dodge effectively called out with that down smash. All of a sudden, this is a pretty okay lead, but it is Rosalina. She is susceptible to be losing her stock early just because of how light she is.
Yeah, especially when you're fighting a character like Dr. Mario who can delete your stock right about now, whether you want to or not.
But still going to be just in time to be able to shield that up smash from Cloud. Landing with the downer is a bit of an opening, and just backing off behind Mario. Just waiting to be able to bounce off of him, waiting to be able to play off of him. But that's going to be finally Homika's second stock off, but they have quite a bit of a damage lead.
Yeah, Kingël is definitely going to have to be quite careful here. Especially 110% and counting, 121% now, and your Cloud at the ledge. You definitely have to be careful, and being careful he did not, as it's now Winder left to carry the torch all on.
And oh my gosh, but a little bit too late on that F smash. You did have the right idea, and look at that jump.
Nice. I like that.
Oh my god, that was brutal.
Yeah, that was just really nicely done.
Honestly, landing against Rosalina Luma in singles is so difficult, but sometimes you're like, okay, maybe I can 50-50, I go to the left, you go to the right. Not in doubles, because you have already worrying about that up tilt from Rosalina, all of her vertical prowess, and then there's also a Mario to the left side, ready to cover you, drifting out as well. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't. There is no possible way that you could have landed in that situation, or virtually no way that you could have landed.
Yeah, we can't count that team out just yet, as I believe Cloud has the ever-present threat of limit just as Wario has Waft, and when you've got 2 targets to lock onto, there's no reason not to be throwing limits out constantly. You're going to be hitting people. It's impossible to avoid limit forever.
Use it or lose it. In this case, it is definitely use it or lose it. You're going to be getting a couple of them. You want to use it as much as possible. You want to be able to, establish the fact that you're going to use it. But I think more than anything, in this game thus far, what Ludo and Homika have established is a pretty solid front line, back line dynamic, right? Just as like anticipated, it was Ludo, the one that was like, even if he ended up getting hit, even if he did end up losing neutral, Homika was on the back line, ready to pick up after him, albeit like whiffing once with that F smash, was still there ready to pick up with up smash, was still there ready to follow up off of a lot of Ludo's throws, to come in with neutral, with up air, set up so many juggles. I feel like the two of them played off of one another so well.
Yeah, absolutely. That was just textbook synergy on display.
Yeah.
The both of them just knew how to interact with each other, how to work effectively with one another. Mario and Rosalina, as we saw, that was exemplified with the ladder. Yeah, they seem very, very into it. As we saw with the ladder at the very end, the two of them just know how to work together, no matter what situation they're in.
Yep. So no character swaps quite yet. They're going to opt to go to Town and City. Let's see if the switch is going to play out for any of them. And they're starting off slow. They're starting off gentle. They're like, hey, we're going to take it nice and easy. We're going to relax. Because once stuff goes down, it goes down in doubles.
Yeah, you can see Homika starting off kind of hanging back and crouching while let me double check. Ludo leads the charge with Mario. Homika just kind of opting to hang back. I mean, you've got
a whip punish. Oh no, Kingël actually going to be ending up hitting his own teammate, putting him further in disadvantage. Luckily, Winder is going to be able to make it back on, gets that forward, killing especially because of those narrow blast on Town and City.
Yeah, it's ever important. If you accidentally mess up, you hit your teammate, you know what, wherever you accidentally kill them, you just you move on and you learn. Or you can go flying off the stage.
Both Ludo and Winder completely ignored one another. It's like, okay, man, we're gonna do a race. Who can kill who first? And they ended up killing both of their respective opponents. That's gonna be Winder and Kingël with a very gentle lead with Dr. Mario ahead in the stock.
Oh, very, very close to a kill. That would have been lovely to see.
Oh yeah, but that's gonna be a huge
Winder just running in with an F smash.
It's Town and City. It's
yeah,
Dr. Mario.
Just letting it rip. I mean, you're Dr. Mario.
Yeah,
just let it rip. I like to see how the players decide when should I jump in and help my teammate and when should I focus on getting the kill. I like to see the constant management of that.
Yep. Oh, but such a good use of up smash. They're in a second up smash, third up smash as well. Oh my god, all of them, they're just making sure they're running out of stock ASAP. Making it back onto stage, but has to use up his limit for the climb hazard and then jabbing as long as possible, using the hitbox to back off Winder. But Kingël, thanks to Winder pushing in, was able to find the opening to make it back onto the stage.
Yeah, you can't forget about that. If your character does have a hitbox when they throw, it is just that extra protection, especially in a double setting.
Yeah, you can just use it to basically swat away your opponent as they do come in, try to get that big hit, and now, oh no, Homika and Ludo both stuck in disadvantage. Back here, who does not kill, but they still have yet to land. That's going to be one of Rosalina's stocks gone. Ludo just sandwiched over and over again, finally gets that back throw, but he needs something.
Yeah, a complete reverse of last game with rookies now kind of leading the charge.
Yeah. Okay.
I wonder what adaptation came through.
Gets that down air, but such a good punish though from Kingël as well. Nobody committing to anything too fast. Ludo out of resources, ends up falling all the way down to the blast zone, and such a good weight. And oh wow. Not able to get the up smash in time.
Yeah, per timing on Winder's part, he definitely could have worked something out with that F smash.
Oh, yeah. Okay, gonna be finding one back here. Rosalina stuck off stage. Homika is not having a very good time, but you know, just slowly inching this bit by bit. Oh, that's right. You can't get away with you know, any sort of funny little doubles combos against Gozo.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely one of the worst characters to be stuck in a 2v1 situation, in my opinion. You are Rosa, you are light. You take too many stray hits, and then you're so close to death.
Oh yeah,
100%. You're fighting Cloud and Dr. Mario.
And so much sustain thanks to Rosalina's floatiness. Goes out there, gets that stuff. Doable, absolutely doable. Winder committing to the down B, gonna be finding that, just swatting him back away off stage. Huge forwarder. That's a Dr. Mario off stage. That's going to be a forwarder, and that's going to be the stock. Homika with a comeback. Amazing clutch. Amazing 1v2 though. Homika and Ludo feeling good about that stock.
Yeah, so much for my lack of faith in Homika there. Just Homika might have heard that and just told me to shut up.
Yeah. Okay.
Like you were talking about the fair in doubles, Rosa Fair just covering so much space.
That is a good move. But also, let's talk about something a little bit funny here. And that is Dr. Mario's recovery. It's funny because of how much it sucks. So yes, technically, sure, he can get a bit of horizontal distance thanks to that down B. But a real tragedy is that once you press that down B, you're stuck in all of that lag. And one of the biggest mistakes that as a player that you can make is not punishing it by letting him get back onto the stage by respecting that move. He is stuck in lag. He has all out of options after he presses that down B. All you have to do, especially if you are as floaty as Rosalina, is just jump after him. You're like, oh wow, you press down B, you press the move that you needed to anyway so you can make it back onto the stage. That's going to be a stock every single day of the week. That's going to be a quick little swat away.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if that weakness to Dr. Mario's can be correct in the game 3. It probably can't because that's an ever-present weakness in Dr. Mario's down B. But maybe something will change around. They had that victory on like their fingertips, right? It was just there. They could have had it.
And also Kingël and Winder, it felt like they were stepping on each other's toes a little bit last game. Feeling quite a bit of friendly fire. Right now, Homika just excellent juggling there on that platform. Ludo as well for himself. Coming back down here, just looking to say, hey, get off of my teammate. I'm going to be, you know, just throwing out all of these hitboxes. And look at how the two of them are playing off of one another.
Yeah, I mean, if you can take a stock, you can take a game. If you can take a game, you can take a set. Just because you're 2 games down doesn't mean you're out.
Yes, and that targets what just a prioritization from Ludo to stop focusing on Winder and just say, hey, my teammate is getting hit. But speaking of teammates getting hit, that's going to be 1 stock apiece. Homika and Winder still holding on to the first ones.
Well, Homika sitting in a slightly better position, but I think Winder's very he knows what target he has to go after. He understands that Homika is the person to get rid of right now. Homika's light. You're Dr. Mario. If you can take that stock, you're sitting 5 stocks to 4.
But if you can set up those edge guards against Cloud, that's the real volatility of this kind of a matchup. But you cannot be missing those
that jab block F smash.
Woo! Look what Homika's doing off stage, trying to do the same thing that he did last game.
I looked away for 1 second, all of a sudden. And now again, both Marios have lost their stock in the span of 15 seconds.
Yeah, they're losing it. Okay, just holding on, waiting for that F smash. Quick little up smash out of shield punish. And look at the activity on that neutral. Rose is so floaty. She's just able to be a big floating red hitbox. She just says, hey, it's target practice. Can you feed? Can you lob them into me? But that's going to be 1 jump call out with that back here. Oof.
Yeah, Homika definitely not disappointed in the use that he managed to get out of that first stock as he moves on to his second. Rosalina, like character, death was ever approaching.
Okay, nice pill here. Winder looking for this next opening, whips that dash grab, and still got to pay attention to what Homika is cooking up off stage. Tries to jump over that limit. Blade Beam does not do so successfully. Ludo all out of stocks, forced to take, but they made the comeback last game. It's not out of the question. It is just unlikely.
Yeah, the sheer stock has already had to come out, and we're not even 3 minutes into the game. This is looking much better for Winder and
Oh no! That was Homika looking for the F smash, but Ludo ended up just shooting them away with an F tilt, but that's okay. Up smash still cleans it up. Ludo going to be looking for that tech chase, does so successfully. F throw to set up the edge guard, and they're just dashing, waiting, and Winder ignoring Ludo completely, focusing in on Homika. Now throwing out a couple of pills as well. They are bleeding, and they need to cut this bleeding ASAP. They need to get the stock off of Winder now.
Yeah, Ludo understands what needs to be done. You can't let Dr. Mario with max rage run around for too long, especially on a stage like Town and City. That is an ever-present threat that's just constantly moving around. But the stock has been lost, and now that threat is gone temporarily.
Yeah. This lead, although it is still technically in the mathematical favor for Winder and Kingël, but the real thing that you need to focus is how do you kill Cloud. You need to get that stock off of him ASAP, or if you're just able to get that really quick edge guard, that's Dr. Mario off stage. That's going to be Ludo and Homika taking that set with a 3-0, just clutching that one out. They do not look pleased.
Yeah, such a clean 3-0, and it's funny because it was such an insurmountable lead that they had on the side of Winder and Kingël, and just like that, it's gone. Dr. Mario is susceptible to Edgeguards, and that's exactly what happened.
Yep. That is the real tragedy of him, because when he is on stage and when he's like getting away with some of his jab block F smashes, you're like, wow, I took how many hits, I took how much damage,
Yeah.
an obscene amount. And then anytime else that he's off stage, it's, well, it's GG's. Shake my hand, you're not having a good time. But yeah, ultimately, I just feel like Ludo and Homika, they just honed in on the win conditions super tight, and they also played off of each other really well. They fed their opponents into one another. They were able to just maximize their damage output. And with that being said, everybody, we will now be transitioning on over to the winner's side. We have 2 more sets for this block, and I believe we will be starting off with Mr. R and Siski.
Oh, I'm very much looking forward to this. I do love to watch the 2 of these players play, especially when they're a team. Ramen and Siski. I am very curious to see what type of character Ramen's going to bring out. Likely Aegis. I doubt he'll be keen on bringing out the Sheik. But we'll see.
Yeah, I think we did see the Aegis yesterday. Siski, Dark Samus,